There's an interesting theory proposed by Belbin called Belbin Team Roles. And in the formation of any team, he has suggested that there are 9 types of people that are required, uh, or rather, there are nine types of teams, and uh, uh, these characteristics are what are brought together to form a team. Now, you may have one or two or more of each of them. Some of them might not be required. Uh, but this is analogous to, say, you're building a house. You need a plumber, a carpenter, electrician, mason, architect, uh, and you need them at different times in different combinations in terms of quantity. You might need 4 plumbers, 2 carpenters, and the principles are still the same. And if some work, there may be something which is not required at all. For example, if you have to lay a foundation for it and there is rock under the ground, so you would need a specialist who can cut the rock, eliminate that, and take that out of there. So you might not need that if you're building it on softer ground. So all these rules are not, there are 9 rules in Belbin, but all of them are not required. But there are different combinations and different quantities of each to form a team. So in some sense, this can be called manpower planning, competency or skills development. Everything can then build around this once you have your team and your task and decide what is the numbers that you will need for each of them. This combination and what you need, how many you need, when do you need these, all these are already built into the clextra cloud platform as a part of the HR competency mapping, team composition, our John Adair models, and everything else. So if you really want to implement this and take this forward, do get in touch with us in terms of an implementation, at least at the advisory level or even implementation level. Now, to explain these 9 rules further, so you can see that these 9 rules are there in the roles that we've defined in the second column. So there is this plant role. So an ideas person, thoughtful, creative, imaginative, innovative, brilliant, radical, uh, better at thinking communications through, not interested in details, an overview. This person could be a strategist. So it's a green shoot kind of greenfield thinking kind of a person who could probably have got some background in systems thinking, design thinking, Gestalt principles, design. So the ideas may come from such a person. The next is a coordinator, a chairperson, a good team captain, involves all team members, plays a moderator role in discussion, coordinates it rather than does it. So you need that, the person who is a facilitator, a coach in the whole team. So the role of a coach. Then the third role that we're looking at is a monitor evaluator. The critic evaluates everything. It's a little bit of a black hat thinking. So devil's advocate, or someone who will anticipate a problem before it really happens. So it's a bit of a dark, negative thinking, but it can lead to positive energy within the organization and can help build towards a more effective, more realistic kind of product or project that you're working on. The fourth role is an implementer, a doer, a reliable worker who puts ideas in actions. Often call this as the ops person, and they don't want to think, or they just tell me what to do. I'll get it done. Give it to me. I'll do it. They're full of energy. They want to get onto the job, do it. May even approach it as a 9 to 5 thing, but they're the ones who actually get the work done. The next role 5 is a completer or finisher. The person who's a details person, pays attention to detail and completes the job, dotting the T's. So you need this kind of person to do the documentation, build the training material. Many quality control and statistical process control people are from this, need to have this kind of characteristics. So a completer finisher is important to any project. The next is a resource investigator, 6, the networker. So the group ambassador and detective, making friends and tracking down information measures. Initial enthusiasm can fade before the project is complete. But the person can also do the investigation. Maybe if you're competing in the market, what is the competition doing? Uh, are you ahead of competition? Are you behind competition? There could be some inside information on your customer or supplier. So you anticipate vendor or customer problems long before it happens. So this role uh, is played by a person who can give you external information. If you're doing a SWOT where the strengths and weaknesses are internal and all the opportunities and threats come from outside, so this resource investigator could be the one who's bringing you the opportunities and threats from outside. A seventh role is the shaper, the driver, pushes through ideas and keeps projects moving, enjoying the cut and thrust of the action. Can upset as others as they do this. So eventually, this is the person who tries to meet the deadline. So if you have cost overruns, time overruns, you need that person or a shaper characteristics in the team to ensure that your projects do get complete on time. So this person pushes. It could be anybody in the team. It could be the head, the project lead. It could be an operator, facilitator. So someone is the shaper of the team. A role 8 is the team worker. Okay, the peacemaker lubricates the team with diplomacy and also keeps the team working effectively, because there will be stress, pressure on getting things done. There'll be conflict. There'll be getting people on the wrong side of getting something done. There could be absenteeism. There could be lethargy. There could be various things, but there is someone who's almost like a political in nature who facilitates and makes sure that everybody gets on well with everybody else, because it's in highlight the interest of the overall task that the team is attempting to do. The ninth role is the specialist, the expert, provides technical or the specialist knowledge, because in today's world, IPR, being superior to your competition, superior to anything else, is important, and that comes from the skill set. So even in everybody in the team will have different skills, but this specialist is perhaps integral to the core competence of the whole task. So this is the specialist. Now, what we have on the extreme column is those names which you see are from our demonstration of the clextra product. So if you map your employees, if you have 250 employees and you've mapped Belbin roles to each of these 250 people, when you're forming a team, this can be extremely helpful. So we have some examples of these names on the left side, which is actually picked up into the screenshot from the software itself. So these are people who actually have these skills and who are part of a team that has evolved while using the clextra platform.